Okay, so this is video 2. The video literally just ended, but he was like, "I am Iron Man." Then Thanos' troops wiped away, and then Thanos felt the pain everybody did when he saw all of his work just vanish. And then Thanos just sat there and he smiled a little bit. I saw that he smiled. He's like, then just. So that means every Avengers movie ends with Thanos smiling. Remember that. So that happens. Since and then Iron Man obviously takes a toll on somebody. Hulk side of his face, since he did the snap, is kind of like fucked up, and his arm is like broken and shattered and destroyed. Hulk is just crippled now. Iron Man, obviously Hulk was like, "I'm the only one who can handle this." Iron Man was like, "I am Iron Man," and then everything, and then he's just sitting there, just, and then he just passes away. Everybody says like, "No, it'll be fine, it'll be fine." And Pepper Potts is like, "We'll be okay. Get your rest now." I was like, that means he hasn't had any rest, because he's been stressed out about this forever, since Avengers 1. Now he can rest. I hope Robert Downey Jr. has a not better role, because you can't really get any better than Iron Man at that point, especially going out like that, saving everybody, because he was the one to do it. He saved everybody. To go out like that. What other movie, what other cinematic thing can you do after this? Maybe a show, maybe something like that. What other cinematic thing can you do? I mean, he is like 50 something. Do you really want to keep your career going with not as Iron Man, but maybe you could do cameos. Like Chris Evans isn't doing Captain America anymore. Y'all can do cameos. I know Chris Evans is all old and stuff. Now that I think about it, Captain America, Chris Evans, the old version at the end of it, didn't even say anything to Iron Man. Like, he's just old now, and Iron Man sees him, he's like, "What happened with this? Like, why are you old?" It was, but now everything happened. That all happened. Then funeral, Clint being happy with his family, and then they're having a narrative and stuff. It was really cool. Now, since it's 5 years in the future, now I think about it, isn't Thanos right? I mean, like, they obviously it's not right. They called him a madman for it because of how drastic his things was, but obviously the world living in poverty and war and starvation, no one, remember he said the strongest of something requires the strongest of wills. He had the strongest wills, but he was kind of a bad guy. And he was like, when I do this over again, I'm going to enjoy destroying this planet. And he's like, he totally cleared out of everything equal, and on this side and this side. He wanted to destroy everything at this point. Endgame, he wanted to destroy everything. Not half, all. He didn't want a piece. He wanted the whole cake. He wanted all of it. All of it. That means he wanted to destroy everything to the latest mineral, as his words, and bring it back up. And he's like, it's a life built on blood. He's like, they don't gotta know. I was like, okay then. I was like, strongest will. He was willing to do all that. I was like, that's pretty harsh. But he is a villain. Like this, the other Infinity War, he looked not as a tyrant. I didn't see him as a tyrant. I saw him as an equalizer. So he did smack right in half, equal. Sure, no one wanted it to happen because we're all heart tied to everybody, but didn't it solve the world hunger problem? Didn't it solve the pollution problem? Didn't it solve the poverty problem? Didn't it solve all the problems that we had because of overpopulation? which is a big problem. Didn't he solve that? Yes, he did. He did solve that. It was a like who else was gonna make that decision? Hungry war tyrant just I'm gonna shoot a nuke over there. Then cause a war like other wars, losing lots of lives. He didn't want to do all that. He just half of it, everything, gone. Not even that's a dick move. Like you know, what been a dick move is every planet in our universe. Like the planet literally split right in half. That'd have been a dick move. That would have been a dick move. I was like, the planet would have imploded on itself anyway. But now the core of the planet is split in half, which will implode. So really would just destroy everything anyway. But still, that would have been a dick move. Like half of everything. And then everybody just like, the whole planet just, dink. Like remember Beerus? You just tap and half of it gone. That was a Thanos move. Like purple, purple. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Like, okay. Let's get back to the time travel thing about it. At the end of the movie, Captain America goes back in time by himself to put all the time stones back. Now think about it. Everything that's happened for the stones, like everything that's been going like Thanos related, because Iron Man, Thanos, and Thanos just and that happened. So since Thanos is and that Thanos that he like what he did was from the 2014 era, that time frame. This is the 2019 era, 5 years apart. Yeah, 5 years apart. Yes, my math is off. My math is off. My math is okay, but I thought it was off. I doubt myself sometimes. It's okay. But since the Thanos of the 2014 era is gone, that means 2014 is when Avengers happened. Like in their time frame, Avengers, the first one, the fight, the space battle. That means that never happened. Oh shit. Oh shit. So since Thanos, his whole deal was to get the Infinity Stones, he had the those aliens come in and try to take all that stuff. He had everybody going after the stones to do so. So that means since it's 2019 era and everybody's still in the 2019 era at the end of the movie, and Captain America went back, put all the stones back where they were, then stayed in the old time frame where Betty was and grew old with her, and now 2019 Captain America is an old man and stuff and living with Betty and stuff. And at the end of the movie, they showed the scene of Captain America's final dance with Betty. You know, the stuff that he's been complaining about for the while. Like, he's been complaining about this dance since day one of this Captain America First Avengers thing. Another thing about the First Avenger. Captain America, the First Avenger, he was the first Avenger. Against Thanos, Thanos brought his troops. He was the only one standing. Because he was the only one not defeated yet. That means he was the last Avenger too. Now that's a hell of a character. The first Avenger and last. Like he went above and beyond on this movie just as Captain America. That's tough. Okay, let's get back to this. He went back. Soul Stone. He put back, like when Thor, like I said already, Hulk, talked to the bald lady, the Sorcerer Supreme. No, that's Doctor Strange. The bald lady, the Ancient One. I think that's what they call it. He said, like she showed a time stream. This was a timeline. She knows everything. This is a timeline. this is the timeline where the Infinity Stones are. You want to take one of those stones off, it's going to branch off into another timeline. So since this is the timeline that they're trying to mess with, 2014, this is what they're trying to mess with. 2014, and then she like plucked the time stone away, and then the black stream came across instead of the golden time stream. The golden one was the time stream. That's it. He wanted to flick off something. She flicked off the time thing, like as an analogy, and then a black stream came up out of that. That's the alternate timeline. But he explained to her that what we're gonna do after we win, because he was like, we are gonna win. I forgot to tell you, Professor Hulk, he's in this 5-year time frame. Hulk decided to merge with Bronze and Brain. He did exactly that at a coffee shop. He's Bronze, Brain, Professor Hulk. He didn't say Professor Hulk, but we know it's Professor Hulk because comics. Gotta read the comics. But Professor Hulk explained this like a big version. He's like, I got this. After we win, we're gonna bring all the stones exactly back to the time he's explaining it, so that nothing changed. If that's the case and nothing changed, that means the Soul Stone went back to Vormir, which, like I said, the first video, doesn't really make any sense. That means there's more Soul Stones, because that means Soul Stone is provided by godly power, because it's a mountain on the top going into a bunch of clouds, but it's also on the planet. So if you're on the top of the planet, you're looking down, where the hell is that supposed to be? Like, so here's Vormir. Here's where they are. Here's a little mountain that is like always cloudy and stuff. If they flew to Vormir, would they see the top of that cloud stuff? Because like if the Soul Stone is probably like somewhere above the clouds, because the cloud dropped it down to the person. Like it didn't just appear in their hand. It came down. It didn't physically see it, but it was a big mountain pointing to the sky, and then now you have the Soul Stone. Like, it's pretty obvious. Whoa. How does that make any sense? Doesn't make any sense. That means he put the Soul Stone back to Vormir. Probably gave it back to Red Skull. Probably gave it back to him. And if he gave it back to him, damn. If he gave it back to him, if I was Red Skull, I'd probably use it. Like, Soul Stone, you can kind of take lives with that, because Soul Stone controls every soul in the universe. So it controls every soul if it grants and takes lives as a soul, because I have a soul for a soul. That's how you get the Soul Stone, because the Soul Stone is like a soul carrier, and it needs a life. Soul Stone, bam, and then you can wield it. Okay, you got that. So what if you use that and then walk around dead, dead, dead? Like, Red Skull can do that. Like, it's not a bad idea. Well, it is a bad idea, but this is the only Avengers game. This is the last Avengers movie for a while. We don't know. Well, actually, no. Far From Home is coming out too, so we know that's gonna happen. But still, he could use that. He could do that. Anyway, he brought it back to Vormir. Since he brought it back in 2014, before Thanos, since Thanos is gone now, that 2014 Thanos is now dead. All his forces, dead. Anything Thanos related, dead. Except for Nebula and Gamora. But remember the Infinity War? Thanos just, if that never happened, wait a minute. In 2014, the Gamora went with them 2019 so they can fight the Avengers. But then Gamora turned on them, and then Gamora is now with the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. But at the end of the movie, she goes missing, and Quill is like, on a he's on a TV thing, and he's looking for Gamora, and it's like it's backwards, and we're looking at him see the thing, and it says missing but backwards, and or no, it doesn't say missing, it says searching. She's searching for her because she's missing. Pretty simple. So they don't know. Yeah, and at the funeral, she wasn't there either. I mean, like, she's not there, Gamora. So she's from the 2014 era. She missed all that. She missed Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, Avengers 2, Avengers 3. She even missed all that. She was only here for 2014 and just doing whatever for Thanos, to switching on Thanos, the one that raised her, like that, and fighting against his forces. Switching on him like that. And just to be all right with that, and then be together with the Quill as if they were there. That's not how it works. So if 2014, Gamora, whoa, oh in the car when I was talking to my mom about it, I was like, wait, now that means there's two Gamoras in this timeline, because in 2019, the Gamora that died from the Soul Stone didn't die from the Soul Stone anymore. That means she's still somewhere in this time frame. And now the 2014 one jumped into here, like I said, came in for the fight, turned on him. She's in this time frame now. She's in here. That means there's two Gamoras. But then now I think about it, 2014 Gamora is the same thing as the 2019, well, same thing as the 2016, 2017 Gamora. You know. 2014 was when the Avengers 1 movie happened. Not in our world, but in their world, 2014 was that time. It's a 5 years jump to 2019, but it's not a 5 year jump because Avengers 1, 2, and 3 happened, and then the 5 year jump. So 2014 is when Infinity War happened, then 5 years, 2019. That means 2014. I mean, it could have been the beginning of 2014. Like, it's not an impossibility. But there's some time that passed from Avengers 1 to Avengers Infinity War. Because, you know, Captain America's beard, Wakanda coming up, Doctor Strange. Like, that's some time frame. That's maybe like a few years. So maybe Avengers 1 was 2010. I don't know. They kept saying 2014. So that's a confusing one for me. They don't give me the information. So I don't know. That means my two Gamora plan is flunked, since the 2001, 2000, whatever Gamora, past Gamora, went over here. So now she's the present Gamora. But the Gamora that dropped from the Thanos throwing over the thing never happened. Since Thanos is gone now, Thanos never did that. So Thanos, if Tony erased Thanos, that means 2014 Thanos erased. Everything Thanos related erased. That means the whole invasion on Avengers never happened. That means Age of Ultron. Remember that? Actually, I'm not sure that's related. Age of Ultron, Mind Stone. That was from Iron Man making Ultron, and Ultron using Mind Stone. But then again, I gotta think about it, because Tony created that because of the invasion and being scared, and that he needed a suit around the world and all that stuff. He wanted that. But if the invasion never happened, then Age of Ultron never happened either. Oh God. If that happened, then Age of Ultron never happened, and then Infinity War never happened. But no. In the movie they did reference a bunch of old. They Brody really went down on every single time traveling movie there ever was, time travel wise. He listed out all of them, and then Ant-Man was like, oh no, Iron Man was like, all that is bullcrap compared to actual science. That was just made up. He was like, Ant-Man was like, so you're telling me Back to the Future is shit? I was like, it was funny. He was like, but I mean, there was just conceptions. They were saying like basic time rules. Don't see yourself. Don't do all this stuff. And seeing yourself, Captain America saw his old self, and they fought, and Captain America kind of lost. But remember Batman versus Superman? He did Batman. Superman was like, "You have to save Martha." He was like, "Save Martha," and then Batman stopped. Captain America, the present Captain America was fighting him, and the old Captain America was actually whooping his ass. And they were fighting. Old Captain America whooped his ass, but not like whooped, but there was an equal match. But then he eventually like was choking him out, and then he was like, "Fuck, what did he say?" I think he said Betty. No, he didn't say Betty. Did he say Betty? I don't know. I don't remember. I know he said something though. He his watch with Betty on it fell down. He's like, "Where'd you get this?" He's like, "Where'd you get this?" And he's like, I forgot what he said. I forgot. Oh well. He said something, and then he's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Schmeck," and then knocked him out. And then, so technically, the present Captain America won, but he only won because he distracted him. If he won as an outright fight, old Captain America won. Just saying. I was like, but what was I saying? Shit. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, meeting old selves. Yeah. Apparently the meeting past selves doesn't really apply because that's just a fiction. So we don't really know if it's true or not. And it didn't. He met his past self, but it didn't really do anything. That means if I'm gonna think about all this, and Endgame, damn. If let's say I'm going on that allegation, as in Thanos, literally like think about it. All 11 movies, 22 years of Marvel, from Iron Man 1 to Endgame, all of it. It's a little sandwich. A little sandwich. Marvel sandwich, that's what it is. All this together. We on the same page? Was all based off of Thanos. Ooh. Oh, my phone's on 5%. That's not good. I should probably wrap this up. I might make another video, but when my phone's charged, I might be wearing something different. I'm just going to say this last thing. Thanos was the meaning, this whole Marvel series for 22 years, 22 years, 11 movies, has all been leading to Endgame. This is the Endgame series. Every single movie, that's called the Endgame series. That's what it's going to be called. And now the next, however so years for the next threats and all that stuff, like maybe Galactus or Skrull invasion or Ultron comes back. Like there's a lot of other options. Comics, there's a lot of comics. Stan Lee, rip Stan Lee. You're a real one for this movie. You're a real one. But all that comics, there's a lot of stuff for that comics and stuff. There's a lot. Like a lot. Here's the options. The Marvel people, they've been doing this for many years. They can keep going without Stan Lee. They're going to obviously use Stan Lee's comics and stuff, and based off of them, hopefully they make good choices and keep going on what Stan Lee wanted to do, since he's, not here anymore. But they better keep going, because I'm not ready to say bye to everybody yet. Captain America, this is the last movie. Iron Man, last movie. Natasha, I mean, she's dead, so it's probably her last movie too. But maybe she can have a cameo. Maybe it's like I remember when Natasha was here, and then she's probably in the background saying some stuff in like ghost form. I don't know, but my phone. Okay, still 5%. I got this. Um, if so, if we're not going on those, if we're going on those allegations, as in if you change something back here, then this will change. Like remember the bald lady? This is a time stream. If like when they was like you're gonna make an alternate timeline, what they're in now is an alternate timeline because everything matched up. 2019, everything matched up. Now this is an alternate timeline. This is the black line, not the gold line. The black line, not the gold line. The black line. Alternate timeline. That's what we're in now. Because they bring the Soul Stones back, but the Soul Stones were all set after, and all the Marvel Universe was Marvel Universe because of Thanos. And if Iron Man, Thanos, then he's gone. That means all the movies, allegedly, if something happens back here, it changes back here. Allegedly, all the Marvel movies are useless. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, would Ronan the Accuser go for the Power Stone on lead, like after getting told to do it by Thanos if Thanos wasn't there? But then again, so like I already said it. If Thanos is gone, all the movies are irrelevant now. But if that's the case, how come at the end of Endgame, Bucky was still there, had his beard, not still Winter Soldier genetically modified. Falcon had memories of everything, and Falcon's the new Captain America now. When Captain is like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where's Cap? Where's Cap? That means Cap stayed back and got old. Captain America had his own other shield, and then gave it to Falcon. Gave it to him. It was either Falcon or Bucky that took the mantle of Captain America. And Falcon is now the Captain America. He's no G. Because I saw it in the comics, and he had like the blue and red suit, and then the flying thing, he had a shield. And shing. But then again, when he went to go put those stones back to where they were, he brung Mjolnir. Oh, that makes sense. Thor, when they went back in time to the back in time thing, 2014 era, Thor was on Asgard doing all that stuff, and he took Mjolnir from that time. Captain America could easily just put that back in that time frame. I mean, if that's the case, then Mjolnir's gone because Hela kind of she kind of did that. But then again, maybe that didn't happen because Thanos wasn't there. But that's just allegedly because all the stuff. Oh, 3%. I got this. All the stuff that happened. That's if Thanos. If all stuff that happened is gone because Thanos isn't there. Let's put that over there. Okay, now new thing. Gamora shot herself. Not Gamora, Nebula. Clint, he had the gauntlet. He was running with it. Then he like cut the people and he was chilling. He's like, oh, got this. And then he saw Nebula. He's like, I know you, and gave it to her. And then she was like, Father, I have it. He was like, wait, Father, like, she's not the thing. And she's like, had a gun to him. She's like, what's up then? And then Gamora was like this. He's like, what's up with it? And then he's like, you're turning on us? And I was like, please, you already know what's going to happen. It's like, Thanos does not treat us right. Thanos turns on you. And then she's like, and then the present Nebula comes back like this. She's right. Listen to her. You already know how this is going to end. And the past Nebula was like, that's how it's going to be. Well, I forgot what she said. It was like, well, that's how it's going to be. Then bam, and then the present Nebula was like, she Clint Eastwood her ass. She's like, dead. Had a hole right through her chest. If that's the case, Nebula just killed her past self. Shouldn't Nebula be dead? Shouldn't Nebula be dead? But she's not, because she was at the funeral. She fought the whole battle and everything. She did the thing. She was with the little ladies' power and stuff. All the ladies got up and did the thing. She was still there. So how she killed her past self, but she's still here. That means if you do something in the past, it doesn't affect you at all in the future. If that's the case, that kind of makes some sense how Captain America put all the stones back, even though without Thanos, all those things allegedly still happened. Maybe because the people for the present, that already happened for them, so it's not going to change for them. But is the past still the past? It's like, if here's a line in Endgame, and then in the start of Marvel, all of this, is all that still there after Thanos? Since Thanos is a reason for all that, if Thanos isn't there, then there shouldn't be anything. If that's, but like I said, Nebula shot herself, so that means you do something in the past, it doesn't affect you then, because you already are in the present and stuff. You already lived through all that, so it's not going to change you. So if that's the case, then everything should be fine. Just, I'm not sure if I'm all right with that, because that means everything already happened. Everything's destroyed. We already have memories of it. Everybody's already went through all that stuff. Just now they've already happened because of Thanos, but now Thanos is now dead here. Twice, actually. He died twice. Just those things in the past. That means it kind of makes sense for them to be two Gamoras. When Hulk did the thing and snapped everybody from the faded thing, he tried to bring Natasha back, but he couldn't bring anybody from Soul Stone, because Soul Stone is powerful than the entire, more powerful than all of them, because it's bigger and stuff. He's more the Soul Stone's top dog around there. Soul Stone can't be tricked. Oh, I got one. I might have another video, maybe. I'll be back.